Hello, my name is Dr. Michelle Maidenberg. Some of us are entering a new Jewish New Year, and I thought it would be a really good time to kind of recalibrate and think about if we're entering our lives and this new year, with being our best selves, with living our lives in the way that we want to or intend to. And this is a pretty important and momentous holiday for us. It is really a holiday of contemplation where we have time to think and time to review and time, to really evaluate where we've been and where we want to go. It's a nice time to do that with families. So I do recommend, if you have an opportunity, to sit with your family. Talk about this past year. What were some goals that you were looking to achieve that you made some progress on? What were some goals that you were looking to achieve that didn't necessarily, that there were some barriers that got in the way, and what do you hope to do for the next year? And you could talk about it relative to personal goals, and you could also talk about relative to family goals or goals that you'd like to do collaboratively. So I love doing that with my family. It gives us an opportunity to really, really think about where we've been and where we're going. And coming up with family goals is really special because we talk about how we're going to partner, and who's going to take what role, and what the amount of effort we want to put into it, and what we hope to achieve. So it's a real bonding kind of connective experience too. So I highly recommend it. And of course, everyone has to cooperate. That's evident. So if we think about ourselves and we think about, how this past year has been, there's been a lot of challenges, to say the least. I think we could all agree to that. So much uncertainty and so much we did not expect, where we really had to put our best foot forward. Talk about using our coping skills and being thoughtful and mindful about where we stand and what our position is on so many different subjects. And putting ourselves to the test, or we're, put to the test in terms of thinking about, where we are politically, where we are, even in terms of our practices, right? Relative to, deciding whether we're going to homeschool our kids or send them, to school in a hybrid model, or whatever, the case is. There's a lot of decisions that we had to make with uncertainty. So it's also a good opportunity to think about how you think you did. Were you making those decisions mindfully? Did you approach your life being in the present moment? Did you use effective coping skills? Did you forge relationships and stay connected to relationships that you wanted to and intended to? So it's a real time for review. So our meditation is going to focus on just thinking about our lives and focusing on where we want to go. So if you could sit up straight, and if you feel comfortable enough, please close your eyes and take a moment and think about your center and your groundedness, and your feet strongly being planted on the floor, and really feeling that center of gravity, where you're being mindful of your body and your breath. And being aware of your sense of self. Like thinking about you and your body being here. And take a moment to think about what you want, what you wish for, the things that are important to you, the things that take up space, that are meaningful. And reflect on whether you've put in effort, meaningful effort, towards each and everything that you identified as meaningful. Did you take time to study it, to learn about it, to be curious about it? Did you put effort into cultivating and making progress and movement in a positive direction? Were there things that are still left to do? Are there things that are still left to be said, to be connected to strive for? Think about and get an image of your mind of what would help you to move in that direction. Whether it's your will or drive, whether it's hard work, whether it's intention, whether it's gratitude and appreciation, or the ability to control impulses, to create space between the thinking and doing, to be more grounded and level. To slowing yourself down and prioritizing your time, or overcoming fears and challenges, and feeling the fear, but doing it anyway. And saying and feeling what you need to in order to work through. And try to think in your mind, identify what it is that you want to focus your energy on for this coming year, for the future ahead of you. And keep that visual in your mind and plan for and invest in. And make that your vision. Because you're worth it. You're worth your time and energy. And go in that direction. When I count to 3 and when you're ready, you could open your eyes. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you. I hope you and your families are safe and healthy. And if you're celebrating, have a healthy and happy new year.